Hey, so this week I missed our Q&A. We're in the holiday season. It's really difficult for me to work some things around with different work schedules and get ready for the holidays. And so I missed our Q&A. I'll miss the next couple of weeks. But I still wanted to talk about a couple of things. As we get into the new year, so many people are starting to form goals, resolutions, whatever, about how they want to eat and live, what they want to do in 2023. We seem to start evaluating our food choices, looking at what we want to do different, and see this as a rebirth, right? And so I thought maybe I'll talk a little bit more about why I eat a mostly raw vegan diet. So I'm not saying this is right for everyone, but I'll just tell you why I do it. We're all individual. What works for one person does not necessarily work for the next person. But there are some things that are true across the board for everyone. First, we all need to eat plants. We all have this microbiome. We have these gut bugs, these critters, right, living in our intestines, on our skin, in our body, and they help us to create different vitamins. Your intestinal bacteria help you with vitamin K, which is so important to keep you from bleeding and things like that, right? And so we also create other vitamins and things as well. These bacteria help us with so many different things. They help us to fight off bacteria and viruses and parasites and things like that. So I'm getting off on another tangent, but we need to make sure that we eat plant foods so that we have the fibers and all of the nutrients that all of our intestinal microbes need to keep us strong and healthy. So everyone needs to have plants in some form every day. That's where we get our vitamins and our minerals. In animal products, you can get some vitamins and minerals, but a lot of times the body has to use a lot of energy to break down bonds, to restore those minerals and things like that. So I do not call myself a vegan because vegan is more of a lifestyle. Vegan is, all about anti-animal cruelty. I don't know the right words to use for that, but protecting the animals, protecting the earth, not using any hides or skins, leathers, things like that, not eating honey and stuff like that. And so I do actually use honey in some of my herbal remedies and sweeteners and teas and things like that. And so, and I don't necessarily look at whether or not there's real leather in a product or not and things like that. So if you're vegan, then you are definitely looking at those things. So I consider myself whole food plant-based, but people just don't know what that means. And so when I say that, I have to say, animal products and they get kind of confused. So I'll just say vegan. So why mostly raw? So our body uses enzymes in all of its different processes. When we eat food products, that can even be meat or plants, there are enzymes on these objects that help us to break down whatever it is and absorb all of the nutrients that are there. When we cook foods, we kill all of those enzymes. So then we either make it where our body can't absorb the nutrients or our body has to expend a lot of energy breaking bonds and trying to absorb those nutrients. So it's very important to me that I eat a mostly raw diet. I do eat pretty much 100% raw when it's really hot in the summer. This time of year, I do struggle with it. And so I do eat something raw at every meal, but not as much raw. Definitely not as much as in the summer. But I think it's very important that we do eat raw foods to help our body, number one, use those enzymes, and number two, absorb all the nutrients. It doesn't do us much good to eat a lot of food if it's all just going to pass on through and we're not going to get the vitamins and the minerals that are in there. If you eat a lot of processed foods, it may be fortified with vitamins and minerals and things like that. But if it doesn't even have enzymes, then we're really just adding a lot of stress to the body. We're not putting the nutrients in, and we're adding stress, and we're creating toxin. And so then we're going to be storing a lot in the liver, storing more fat, affecting different hormone problems and things like that too. So for me, I eat a mostly raw vegan diet. I don't like animal products in my body. And so a lot of times people will say, what about the blood type diet and stuff like that? So I do have a type A blood, which means my ancestors were hunters and they did eat a lot of animal products, but I found for me, it's not right for me. And then I go back and look at my genetics, not the ancestry, or combine the ancestry with the genetics, is much better for me as far as cholesterol levels, heart health, clotting factors, and even brain health, dementia, Alzheimer's, and things like that. Animal products are just not right for me and my body. Now, for dairy, I do not think anyone should have dairy, especially here in the US where we have it pasteurized. Anytime that we pasteurize things, we are killing all of it. We're killing all the germs, but we're killing all of the good germs as well. It's kind of like taking an antibiotic. You take an antibiotic, you're killing good and bad bacteria in the gut. When you pasteurize dairy products, you're killing all of the enzymes in that dairy and actually changing the structure. So we talk a lot about oils, heated oils. I don't use any heated oils. I may add oil to a salad dressing, but I don't cook in oil because it's very, very inflammatory, carcinogenic as well. Well, dairy is the same way. When we pasteurize it, we're changing the chemical structures, making it very difficult for the body to break down and to use the nutrition. And it's also inflammatory. So if you do choose to eat dairy and you live somewhere where you can get raw dairy, then raw dairy may be okay for you. But if you live here in some states, the state that I live in, we cannot buy raw dairy. And so I do not think that pastured dairy, which is what you buy in all the grocery stores here in our state, is not as harmful for the body. So we should not eat dairy. So I am bundling that in. Eggs, I'm bundling them, and poultry as well. So I do not eat any animal products. If you do choose to eat animal products, make sure that they are not only raised, pasture raised, grass fed, but also finished. A lot of times the farmers, they raise them, they send them off to feedlots to be fattened up and slaughtered. And where they are fattened up, that may not be organic grain or grass or whatever that they are eating. So you need to find out how they are finished at the end. Now, for me, I'm not going to eat that. But that's just something I want you to consider. And so I do think everyone should have raw vegetables every day. A raw salad. I have my everyday salad. You can find different videos in here. I have several videos on making my salad. A dressing or a sauce is always great to put on your raw vegetables, especially if you have some fat in there, some nuts or seeds on top to help you assimilate any fat soluble vitamins like vitamin E for your skin, vitamin K for the blood clotting factors and for your bone health, vitamin D for also bone health and the immune system, vitamin A for the immune system, and is also very important for autoimmune illnesses as well. So you want to make sure you have a little bit of fat. Don't cook in fat, but add nuts and seeds, avocado, olives. Those are all, great sources of fat that also provide fiber and vitamins and minerals. So I think that's probably all I'm going to say today about why I eat a raw vegan diet. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please subscribe to my channel, and share with anyone you know who would like to know more about a raw vegan diet.